Welcome, everybody, to another episode of GlideChat. My name is Michael Lombardo. Today I'm with Adolfo Acevedo, a.k.a. Ace, a.k.a. Ace Boogie. And we are excited to bring you the first ever live in-person GlideChat at the new GlideFast headquarters in Waltham, Mass, right next to ServiceNow headquaters. Ace, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing excellent. Yeah, it's a wonderful day.
Ace, man, I am so, first of all, I got to say, I'm so proud of you. I've known you for, what, 3 or 4 years now?
Yeah, it's got to be three. Going on 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. I met you first at the Year Up program, which I am a proud alumni of as well.
Yeah.
And I was actually your mentor.
Yeah.
I was actually through the program. I met you there, and I still remember that first lunch we went to. Forget the name of the place, but right near Year Up headquarters, and we just had such a great connection right off the bat.
Yeah, no, you really made an impression on me, especially, coming from, this ServiceNow atmosphere and explaining to me all this stuff, that you could do with it, and, talking to me about this awesome ecosystem that's out there. And I don't know. I immediately I was impressed. I was excited about it. I mean, I felt super lucky that you were my mentor. And when I went back, that day we were all meeting our mentors at the Year Up program. So yeah. I thought, nobody had my story beat as far as meeting the coolest mentors.
Well, it had so much to do with you because you wanted so much out of the mentor. Like you went in there with the mentality of, I want value. What value can you give me? What perspective can you give me before you even knew who I was? Like that was your expectation. Like, listen, I'm not here for any BS. I'm not here to check the box and go get a free lunch. I'm here to learn something. So, and that's what I was looking for. I was fortunate enough where I went through the Year Up program. I've went through the help desk world, and I know, what it's like to be a Year Up student, and I have perspective to give, and I wanted to add value. So I think it was refreshing for both of us to meet each other. And it was just like match made in heaven.
Yeah.
I think we said right off the bat, I'm like, listen, one day you're going to work at GlideFast. I promise you that.
Yeah, I just had my fingers crossed. I was super hungry. I was looking for, to start off my career and get an opportunity to break out there. And I think, like you said, a match made in heaven. It looks like, you were looking for someone that was just that hungry, and it's like, you were doing great things already. So it was amazing. I think
it was cool.
It's amazing to have met you and to, be introduced to GlideFast, this great, beautiful company, this great family. I mean, it's
awesome. It's a blessing. It's a blessing for both of us, right? It's mutual. I look at you and I'm proud to be part of your story. And I mean, so let's talk a little bit about your story. So you went to Year Up. For those who don't know, Year Up's a phenomenal program. Not Year Up, Year Up. 1 year, Year Up, started by Gerald Chertavian. He's an unbelievable human being, first of all. And he cares about each and every student, and he cares about closing the opportunity divide. And he started this company. I was class 9, so I think it's a nonprofit. I think he started in 2005, if I'm not mistaken. And he basically took people in urban communities and gave them an opportunity where he'd pay them 6 months of school. So he'd teach you how to be professional in the workplace. And there's different tracks like finance. We were in the IT track, and then give them 6 months of actual internship at professional organizations. And you actually interned at Google. Which is...
It was crazy.
Are you sure you wanted to leave Google to come to GlideFast? But tell us about Google.
Oh, it was an amazing opportunity. So I went to the Google. I was interning at the Google headquarters in Cambridge at the IT department, and from the start, it's crazy just the amount of perks. Like I think we were working in like a lounge, and there was like a couch, and there was a huge screen with cats playing all the time, and it was just
cats. Like actual cats.
Yeah, like just kittens playing around, like just to relax people and stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down. We gotta get cats. We have the couch. We have couches.
It was a super unique environment. They had like canoes hanging from the roof because they give everything like an interesting little theme.
Yeah.
So that was like our whole workstation that Google employees would come, and the pressure was when someone would show up to be ready to take on whatever problem this Google employee was having that day. So it was fun and it was challenging,
Yeah, it must have been challenging. And you were doing help desk there?
Yeah.
Was it help desk and desktop support? Or
Yeah, so
Okay.
they would come up to us, and at a certain time of the day, usually in the afternoon, we would go to their own workstations and try to help them out as well.
That's awesome. And so at some point, you graduated Europe, so you finished your internship, right? And I think we were talking about that towards the end, like, should I finish and just come? And I think it was important for both of us to make sure you finished, right? I think that was one thing we said, listen, let's help you finish, make sure you finish the program. Then, if you want to stick with Google because they offered you the job, or
Well, so the program, the way it was structured was to have you do another 2 years, where you would be doing essentially the same thing, but they would bring you to different campuses.
Okay.
Have
The
you do
Google
internship.
program, not Europe. Okay.
Well, yeah. So for them, that
More
thing was
internship,
yeah,
kinda.
more internship, 2 more years.
Yeah, so that you made the right decision either way. So you came into the ServiceNow world. You joined GlideFast. I had told you about ServiceNow, and I think I had given you some, homework essentially,
training.
where go to the developer community, but we didn't give you any official training before you started, I don't think.
Right.
How did you learn? I mean, man, you learned so fast. How did you? It took me like a year. I mean, you just picked it right. I remember you had these. You looked like a true architect, like an actual building architect. You had these
All
scrolls,
these notes,
but they were
multicolored.
scrolls.
I took a big notebook, and then I wrote down all these notes, and then to study it, I took these huge pieces of like canvas paper and just glued everything so I could see it all at once and then study everything. No, but as far as picking it up fast, I definitely, we've been talking about, I was super hungry, so I ended up, during the year up program, I think the day normally ends at like 2:00 or something. Later on in the day, after the year up program, I would stay over and for like an hour or two just work on
Hard work.
Yeah, just figuring out what the heck ServiceNow is overall. Just
It's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard to go zero to understanding it.
The terminology alone is
terminology,
just overwhelming.
What somebody calls an application is really a module, and so it sounds like an application. It could be, but no, it's not an application. It's a module.
You're getting initiated to this.
Yeah, it's but for me, it was like one day it clicked. You know what I mean? I just remember and it's like, I guess it's a series of things clicking.
Yeah.
So if we're giving people advice, number one is get ready to work.
Jump in.
Yeah. Get ready to work. Jump in. First of all, you got to jump in. You got to take the risk. You got to jump in, but you got to be all the way in. Right. It's not a part-time job.
No, not at all. Just to get your head around it and start thinking in a way that would be productive on the platform itself. It seems like, you got to let it consume you a little bit.
Okay.
So your mind.
So you were staying late, just working hard, kind of solo, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wish I had somebody else. I was trying to encourage other people to be like, hey, this is a great career.
Yeah, no.
But they didn't see me with a career yet. So, I didn't have anybody following me.
Yeah. So then you joined GlideFast.
Yes.
And tell me what that was like.
First of all, it was amazing just how, friendly the environment was and how much everyone's willing to help each other, especially when you're getting started and you don't know, you're scared of ruining something on the platform and you have a million questions. I personally always feel like I'm bothering somebody if I'm asking them too many questions, but that never seemed to be a problem here. It seems like people just love to help, which was amazing.
Yep.
And, at GlideFast, I started out doing a lot of internal work. So that gave me a chance to just really, try things out on the platform without having
on our space instance.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we run our business, for those who don't know, we run our business on ServiceNow, drinking our own champagne. Not for marketing. We do it because it makes us more efficient business. We're not doing it just because we want to practice what we preach. We do it because it allows us to scale and be nimble and get things done quick. I mean, we run pretty tight ship. But so you got to work on our internal instance, adding automations and things on top. Do you remember what the first thing you touched on space? Man, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's a tough one. Well, or if you don't remember the first thing, what was like a big win? Like you comprehending something maybe, or, something like that.
We were trying to build out these dashboards for sales just to show how each salesperson had done over the previous quarter or something.
Yeah.
And we needed a widget that had a type of report that wasn't really available out of the box. Unless you're using performance analytics, like it's pretty limited.
Yeah.
So I ended up coming up with a UI page. I figured out that you could embed those in the widget.
Wow.
And I created my whole report just using CSS, HTML, and then gave it a backend to just pull the numbers. So that was a huge win for me.
So I have you to thank for all my sales reports that I literally check almost daily. So.
Not all of them.
Okay, not all of them. Some of them. All right, I'll give you credit for all of them. That's awesome. So and then so you did that for a while. You shadowed, I assume. I remember Josh really kind of being really close with you. And Anthony, right? D'Souza?
Yeah, Anthony and I, it was great, especially when everyone was coming into the office super often. Yeah, we would work next to each other, and I would get to see what it was like
in action.
Yeah. Before I had even gone out there and worked with clients. It still intimidated me, but I felt a little closer, like, okay, maybe I can do that.
Yeah, no, that's what you need. You need some confidence, and there's nothing like having that ramp up. And then you got on your first project. What was that like?
It was intimidating. I think.
Was it a hospital?
It was a pharmaceutical company.
Oh, yes. Okay. I know.
No, it was intimidating.
A Boston one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Boston one.
Yeah.
And just the fact that the meeting with clients, like I felt more comfortable, you tell me what to do and I'll figure it out, put my head down. That stuff I was cool with.
Yeah.
It's the, meeting with clients, being prepared to actually do the part of consulting. And
soft skills and navigating those tough questions that maybe you don't know how to answer because you can find out the answer, but you may not know it right then and there. What kind of advice would you give to somebody maybe in a similar situation?
One of the greatest pieces of advice is a phrase, which is if someone tells you something and you're stumped, obviously, you don't want to lie, but you definitely want to help them get the answer. Is I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
And it saved me and I honestly didn't end up needing it as much as I thought I would, but it's an amazing pressure relief to just honestly tell them, I may not have this answer for you right now. Let me get back to you when I have the most accurate information that I can get you.
Yeah, and that, it doesn't work for everyone. Not everyone can just say that either, though. Like, you have to have, I think people may interpret that, because that's the same strategy I have. You have to have the trust. Like, you have to have some foundation with the customer where you can say that and that's acceptable, right? You can't say that to every question, right?
Absolutely
You
not.
know what I mean? Like,
No.
and then it becomes watered down. It's just like, man.
Or the first question.
But I think the point is, the first one, that's key, right? You have to get some wins on the board. You have to establish that trust.
Right.
And I think then what's really important is don't lie.
Exactly.
Right? If you lie, it kills
the trust.
It's anything in life, though. It's not just development and consulting, but because then you have to lie again, and then lie again, and then it's like a little white lie turns into
it snowballs, and also the saying that trust is so hard to build and takes so much time. It can take a second.
Earned in drops, lost in buckets.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's a great saying.
Yeah.
So no, definitely, absolutely, don't lie. Also, you have to develop, show the fact that you're competent and you have a good view of the best practices, and you're going to guide them. So using it as a crutch, terrible idea.
Yeah. It's not a crutch. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
But it is the right thing to do. And when you've established that trust and that certain level of expertise, because you went in there, like I said, faster, I think, than anyone I knew. And it was with the right setup. It's not like we're like, hey, here's Ace, our architect. We're like, hey, he's learning, bear with him a little bit, but he's really, really smart. And we just set you up for success.
It was the perfect project to start with.
It really was. It really was.
It started out doing mostly admin stuff, and I had already started feeling a little comfortable with development. So it was just, and then we started moving into that. So it was right at my level. Honestly, I'm still pinching myself at how smoothly
it was smooth.
went.
I didn't get any phone calls, nothing. I got phone calls. They were good phone calls. So now fast forward. So you're about 2.5 years experienced, right?
Yeah.
Maybe more. 3?
Yeah. Well, it's going on 3.
Okay, it's going on 3. And now I know you're doing some heavy lifting stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing some really heavy lifting stuff. Like, I'm proud, I love you, man. You know that. I love you. I
too,
love you so
man.
much. And I'm just proud of how far you progressed. And where are you at now? Like, what type of stuff are you working on now? Is it heavy scripting stuff? Is it
There's a good amount of scripting. Right now I'm wrangling with just a big workflow that I'm working on for this process. Actually, with the same pharmaceutical company. They didn't want to let go of me. Great client. Yeah, we're creating like this workflow for introducing lab data into their system, whether it comes in like digital or by SFTP. So yeah,
That's awesome.
It's
and that's right up
cool.
your alley. That's what you want. You want the heavy hitting stuff. I know you.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's what I want for ServiceNow. When people ask me, and really since the beginning, I realized it right away. Like, I want ServiceNow to be not forget. I mean, I think we're past this, but I don't want it to be a ticketing tool.
Oh, yeah.
I want it to be, and I think finally we're past that, but I want it to take it even further and now be part of the business. Like, I want it to be part of the revenue that's coming into these companies, for it to be so strategic for them that they can't get rid of it, right? That they need it to facilitate how they make money. And I think we're getting real close. I mean, we see these use cases starting to pop up, right? Because literally the possibilities are so unlimited. I was actually at dinner with some ServiceNow folks yesterday, and this is what we're talking about. It's so unlimited. Like, there is no ceiling for this, because there's so much automation potential. You have that base platform that you can build off of, build applications quickly. It integrates with everything. It's one central location. It's set up for such an amazing future. We're just getting started.
Yeah, it's crazy. And whenever a client asks whether they can do something, you laugh because probably, but yes,
we can. Is it we should we?
Exactly.
That's the question. Yeah, should we? And what's the best way to do it? That's usually what the answer is. I think it's yes, we can, but let's really think about this, and let's make sure we do it the best way, and let's make sure we think of all the gotchas that could come up.
Right. Certainly, just because you can doesn't mean you should, but it just shows how incredibly a diverse toolkit ServiceNow is, and just how much of the business it can encompass. It just because it is so flexible, so adaptable to whatever your business is.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, every industry, and now ServiceNow is really moving to industry-specific, out-of-the-box solutions, and I think that's what's probably going to get us there. Is the specific industry solutions. Like, they're probably going to take a look at what you're doing for that pharmaceutical company and say, "Ooh, this is great. Let's steal what Ace did and make it into the platform."
Yeah, eventually these different pieces of the platform will become so valuable that they alone will sell it. Not that there's so much more, but the fact that they're going with these industry-specific solutions and they're actually consulting with these industries to find out what suits them best.
What do they need?
Yeah. It's an amazing strategy.
So last thing, where do you want to go next, Ace? Where do you want to go next? And it's been a while since I think we talked about this, so this probably could be a private conversation.
I thought we talked about it in private.
What do you want to go next? Like, what's next for you?
Honestly, I want to contribute more value to the stuff that I'm doing with the platform.
Yeah, architect level type stuff.
I'm
bigger
thinking,
projects, bigger transformations. That's what you need.
That
but company's a little small, right? Like, that company's. I think you're ready. You've probably been ready, but I think it's like, we got to probably tell that company, like, hey, listen, I know you love Ace, but he's ready for some more bigger stuff.
Yeah. I definitely, as especially as my knowledge and competence in the platform is starting to grow. You want to see how well you can manage different level projects. So I'm thinking architect, but we'll see.
All right, I'm going to text Pip right now and tell him, hey, listen, we need. Put Ace on our toughest project. So,
all right. I think I spoke too much.
But hey, man, I appreciate you taking the risk on GlideFast and trusting me. And
I appreciate you trusting me.
Yeah. No, I knew, like I said, the first second I met you. So
thank you, Mike.
Here's to a long future. Cheers.
Yes, sir. Cheers.